Hello summoners, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we're going to do a full guide on Colossus. We're going to talk about all his abilities, his immunities, his synergies, and here we have some variant 2 gameplay, so we're just going to stick on heavy attacks because he is not an XL character, although I think he could have been because he is a large character. Like, he does look like he is XL, but anyways, so first of all, he is immune to all bleeds, incinerate, and cold snap, also frostbite effects. He's also immune to all armor breaks and armor shattered unless your opponent is a tech character. So as I was saying, we are going to start off with some variant gameplay, then move on to Labyrinth of Legends solo. He also has like 222.2 armor rating per every armor up, and like that number doesn't tell you a lot, but here, like, see, we're going to take 3 full combos and barely lose any health, so that should tell you a lot about how tanky this character actually is. He's one of the only characters who can actually solo a Realm of Legend Winter Soldier with just the auto fight and no like manual gameplay, and that's not a guarantee. You should have him at 565 without suicides. That's also important. He's a weird character with suicides. Like, he's good with it and he's bad with it at the same time, like in different fights. We're going to talk about that a bit later. So first of all, his special attacks and heavy attack, they increase his attack rating up to 2318. It depends on Colossus armor rating, and on parries he gets 1 armor up, and he starts with a random number of armor ups, by the way. And now, because of his immunities, like to incinerate, he's a great counter to Mephisto, and Human Torch and stuff as well. Then he also have some armor ups, so he's great counter to Havoc, and then he is immune to cold snap and frostbite as well, so he's good for fighting Icemans as well. So there's a lot going on in his utility kit. It makes him good for a lot of fights because of the bleed immunity. He's great for biohazard and caltrops and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now when you're fighting Mephisto, you should make sure that, like, initially you're going to have soul imprisonment on you, so you won't get any armor up, so that slows down a fight a little bit. But here I noticed, like, all variant level fights just end with 1 special 2, and sometimes you don't even need that. So he is really powerful for content like variants, act 6 and stuff, and you can definitely run him with suicide because he is bleed immune, so you just take some damage from poison, and he's also extremely tanky, so you don't have to worry about that. But against the realm like Labyrinth of Legends fight, you will notice that he's actually really bad with suicide masteries for longer fights. Like, it's fine for questing and stuff, for Alliance quest, for Alliance war, for like map 6 that just comes into Alliance quest, but act 6 and stuff. But as you move on to Labyrinth of Legends Abyss, that kind of stuff, you are going to spam a lot of special 2s. You're going to, like, in the fight against Labyrinth Red Hulk, I take like 90, I just take 1 hit and I get down to 5% health or something. Like, it was very close, and suicide was basically just killing me with the 5% recoil damage. It definitely adds up in longer fights, and you get a lot of power gain with the Emma Frost synergy. We're going to talk about synergies a little bit later in this video. So you are constantly spamming your SP2, so that's a lot of damage. Now, personal armor ups, you can have max till 20, but you can get more with your special 2. We're going to discuss that later. And he is a character who kind of needs to be awakened for longer fights, like Labyrinth and stuff. So we are stepping into Labyrinth now. So his heavy attacks, if the opponent has a stun, heavy attacks have 100% chance to purify this the stun and grant passive fury, increasing attack by up to like 2318 attack rating increase. So that's like really good, and you a lot of times when you're playing him without any synergies, you're going to be spamming your heavy attack. But if you know Labyrinth of Legends and the nodes in Labyrinth of Legends, you will probably know that it has Limber on, which would make a lot of people think that he's really bad for it, because in normal gameplay you do rely on heavy attacks a lot with Colossus, but here we are going to again talk about synergies and why he's really good for it. So his signature ability is like when he is immune he has 50% chance to get an armor up. That's not important, but he also has 40% chance to convert an expiring armor up into a permanent one, and that is huge. So that is why he not only needs to be awakened, but he really benefits from his signature level and a high signature level as well. And my Colossus here, he just Sig 20, so like you could see a Sig 200 Colossus do this fight quicker without Suicide Masteries. So that's big, because like Suicide Masteries doesn't increase his damage by that much, because like it's like Star-Lord's thing all over again. He gets an like plus attack on armor up, and like that doesn't increase with Suicide Mastery. Only the base attack increases with Suicide Mastery. So his synergy with Emma Frost was shown below. Now with Omega, he gets 2% attack for each armor up buff, and well-timed blocks grant him an armor up buff. So yeah, that's it for the thing is that Omega Red and Emma Frost are really powerful characters themselves. This is the one with Emma, so you get 2% increased power gain for each armor up buff. So like here we have 16, he has 16 armor up, so we like got 32% plus power gain, which is huge. Like here you're going to see it 50k special too. By the way, the video is a little bit sped up just to keep it under 10 minutes, but we are getting a lot of power gain back, and this fight was like not that long. And the good thing about Colossus, I think, like the thing that makes him better than champions like who also have good damage potential, like She-Hulk, is that because of his signature ability, and the expiring armor buffs get converted into permanent ones. So here it's like a slightly lesser version of the Omega Red synergy. You get plus 1% attack and some critical rating with synergy with Juggernaut. And Juggernaut synergy, it's usually not worth it in quests, because Juggernaut himself is not really a good character at all. But Omega Red and Emma Frost, they are really good characters, especially Omega Red, especially if you're running Suicide Masteries, and they, like the three of them combined, can deal with like 95% of the stuff in this game, and that is why, like, that is, like, you can call it a new holy trinity, if you will. So here, like, it's, if you are paying attention to what Suicide Masteries has been doing to me, like, we are taking a lot of damage, we have less health than Red Hulk, and we just got hit one time in this entire fight, and that was also like not a critical hit. We didn't take a lot of damage. Here, like SP3 you don't really want to, you just want to spam SP1 for most situations, and SP1 to finish the fights off sometimes, to get the stun as well. So usually SP2 is the best way, because that's the way you get more armor up buffs. That is so, and you do want like as much armor ups as you can, so you can just get 20 normally, but because of that SP2, like here we're going to see we have a good chance to get more. So if you're going to fire it off, like here I was really worried about the recoil stuff. I died, like he had 1%, 2% health, and I died a few times before this run. In this one we will solo him, and his attack like actually got up to like 30k mediums and 200,000 damage in a complete SP2 and stuff, or something like that. Not sure about the SP2, but like 50k multiple times in SP2, and so he does a lot of damage. He has a lot of utility, a lot of immunities. He does need a couple of synergies to be really good, but the synergies are with great characters, so like you do not really lose anything to run them in a quest, except the fact that all three of them are maybe mutants, but that also benefits him, like in stuff like where you have class like you're restricted to use one class only. So that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching, have a nice day, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay safe, and thank you for watching.